What's up, my beautiful people? Y'all all right? I'm about to go in on some things. Let's cut this on chan up some. Oh, that sound like music to my ears. Yo, look, I just want to connect with you at this time to talk about some things I think that make sense and will serve you well, and where you can utilize your time in a way where it's well spent by taking time out to listen to some knowledge itself in a perspective to where I'm just being myself, baby. I'm just being myself, you know what I'm saying? And bring it to my viewers, listeners, and supporters in a way that I know best with my pedagogy and teaching style of conveying information to my listeners. You know, as I said once before, I'm not trying to be something that I'm not. I'm just trying to, matter of fact, I'm just being who I am. Or, um, I'm just here to keep it, I'm just here to keep it real, man. Much love to the ancient ones. Much love to the ancestors. May I be rightly guided. May you be rightly guided through a healthy therapeutic mentality that serves you very, very well, where you get the glory out of your life. You know what I'm saying? Because in these days and times, there is a great metamorphosis taking place, whether people know it or not. People got to get in tune with the necessary reality of bettering ourselves through the dimensional shifts that have been taking place in natural nature. Now, you know my style. This is what I do to just stimulate intelligent, thought provoking perspective that opens the mind, that will enhance our curiosity to want more in ways where we will value knowledge to the best of our advantage. Now, mind you, what is it about us who consider ourselves chosen ones, star seeds, indigo children, golden children, you know what I'm saying, cosmoses? There seems to be, in this, what they call this existence of duality, where here it is, we on a righteous path, right? Doing good deeds, trying to be of a comfort to people, where you can make their day. Yeah, in light of you helping people out and trying to make their day, you have, you don't think about these things. You're not giving birth to thoughts that give rise to negative situations. You just going on with the forwardness of your day, doing the good that you do, to where at the end of the day, you having a beautiful day, right? But yet, here it is. Little do you know, you got people who just take it upon themselves to want to try to throw salt in what you're doing to have a effect on you in a negative way. Where they do that at? When they have done that at? Look, there is people out here who just, it's in them, to just be foolish. But we can't give energy or respond to these trolls who ain't got nothing else better to do but to act foolish and stupid. So, in light of us, who have a will and drive to want to be a well-cultured, intellectual, God-body individual, or a brother or a sister who want to tap into their potential to benefit from advanced information that enable us to think outside the box, where we breaking spells off of our minds from a spellbound environment where so many people's minds is caught up to where they are, it appears like they the devil's property. It's a serious situation. It may be funny, but it's like elements out here, really, it's like the devil's property, to where they is caught up in the devil's web. And the formula for them to get out, it's like they gotta help they self, out of that predicament. But check it out though. But for us who is not caught up in the devil's web or that matrix element, right? Okay, we sticking out like a sore thumb, like we supposed to, because 9 times out of 10 or 100%, I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10. I'm gonna just say 100% of the time, right? We show as a sign that we are reflections of beings being connected to the Most High, where we belong to the Most High, and we have great works to do in the planet to have a positive impact on the souls in which we come in contact with, where through the language that we speak, we showing signs of intelligence in communicating with people. Now, I'm gonna go straight off into the questions and answers. You know how I do it. Straight from the horse's mouth, from the Al-Mujaddid himself. You know I don't care what nobody think. This is beyond me caring about what people think. I'm doing what I'm doing for the sake of, I know the way that I'm doing what I'm doing is stimulating thought that is opening up minds. Now, man, right? I'm not coming here to play no games. The games that's been played on our heads, let me tell you something. It's solutions that's turning this situation around to the point where our heads can never be played with again, ever in life. So by us having ownership over our own independent organic thinking and action, what things that we do create a real result rooted in knowledge itself, forever we will be free. You know what I'm saying? So to all my viewers, listeners, and supporters, let's get busy, baby. Hey, applaud yourself, baby. Let's celebrate knowledge reigns supreme. Let's celebrate knowledge itself. A lot been hidden from us, but now a lot is being revealed. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? For us who have the DNA explosions, for us to tap into and broaden our knowledge spectrum. beautiful possibility. Oh, it feels good, you know what I'm saying, to break off the psychological chains of slavery that a lot of our people are still caught up in. The Willie Lynch chips. Look, that's caught up in it. That they still caught up in. Who loves you? Who really loves you? Do you love yourself? Or is you lying to yourself? Or is you playing yourself? We owe it to ourselves to reflect being who we really are by nature as the mothers and fathers of civilization. Supreme beings, the gods, the goddesses. You know what I'm saying? That mentality is a mentality of our natural nature, having those kind of wants and desires to want to be in that kind of healthy state of mind, which other lower vibratory people would be no match for. People want to keep y'all down whether y'all know it or not, and so much has been done to keep a lot of us down. But check it, a lot of our people on a path of self-destruction where y'all been keeping yourselves down by the works of your own hands. Where they do that at, man? Where y'all doing that at? But for the sake of this transmission, may this communication change your minds, change your mentalities to where you find it fitting to be in tune with knowledge itself, when you want to see your people uplifted and raised up. We about raising our vibrations and raising ourselves up. Now wait a minute. I'll be right back. I'm not playing with nobody when it comes to this knowledge itself, because these are life-saving teachings. We woke from the slumber. So I hope that y'all straight wake from your slumber, baby. Because it's time for us to go into a whole nother level. And a lot of us have embraced that level. So enjoy tapping into our potential, because on my channel here, you know what I'm saying, y'all listening to me, the Nubian Winner. I want to see you succeed, thrive, and become so wise and intelligent with so much with the appreciation to may we be touched to share knowledge with one another where each one teach one. All right, each one teach one, baby. I love y'all. On my channel, I'm sharing love instead of hate. But we gonna talk about the truth here. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get into the truth. Now let's get ready and go in through the visions of what a master teacher sharing certain knowledge with us, for us to get our 9 minds together. But we are 9 mind qualified and being equipped. We know how to psychologically and spiritually be fine-tuned into our proper person's status as the original creative forces, 9 ether beings, right, on this planet of many names, dealing with the earth right now and its biorhythm of its organic biorhythm frequency that we are to be in tune with and have a positive relationship with, as opposed to the negative things that other people was doing in the planet without giving back to nature, but they just taking, and taking. In a way where nature is actually at work to get rid of certain unclean spirits on the planet that's just stuck in the ways of a certain negative frequency. Now, by us being able to calibrate and adjust into certain frequency bands that will enable us to be in tune with certain agreeable elements where we would evolve in all the proper places where we will be making things in the earth to be well-rounded through the guidance of knowing what time it is and what must be done for us as a people. Separated from the bad habits of the 6 ether mentalities. Now this goes on to read, right? My beloved children of Wunuwa, Melanites, you are much more than you have been led to believe. Ponder on that. We are much more than what we have been led to believe. What have we been believing in for years about ourselves? Or hundreds for the last 400 years up until now? What have we been believing? That what have we been believing in ways that took power away from us to where we have to today overcome negative slave mentalities and get back into power? Now, you have certain brothers and sisters out here who represent black power. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You have certain brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam who represent truth and black power to empower the black man, woman, and child. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We have the School of Thought of the Moore Science Temple of America, right? Where Noble Drew Lee brought us civic studies to master the laws of the land, nationally and internationally as global citizens. We have Brother Sheikh Dawood Ahmad Faiz, who created a Muslim community that was connected with more science to help enhance the intellectual capabilities of brothers and sisters. We have schools of thought, right, that have been put together to re-educate our minds beyond certain slave mentalities, right? I'm just touching on certain points to where I feel that my idea is a solution to the problems of the disunity amongst us in the first place, right? Now, the nation believe what they believe. They want to, like we was talking about right here. Us as Melanites, right? Hold on. We have been made to believe in things other than who we really are, what certain sciences is our true sciences. So we have literally giving our minds and energies over to things that never meant anything in the first place. Oh my God, steep in mythologies, right? So the divine warner, Panabab Yabnoon, come to set the record straight with irrefutable information that will reorientate our minds structured around a certain truth and reality to where no one will ever be able to pull any kind of nonsense over on our heads. For instance, right? We have to be careful with what we expose ourselves to. We got to protect this. We got to protect our mind, our eyes, our ears, our body, our aura, our energy. Everything has to be looked at in a valuable way where we have to protect ourselves from all unclean spirits of this world. Now listen to this, right? Your genes have been affected by what you intake, who you are around, and what you hear, what you see, and what you feel, and what you smell, and what you taste. All affects change in your being, within your being. These experiences of what you taste, right, has an effect on your inner being. What you hear has an effect on your inner being. What we smell has an effect on our inner beings. What we feel has an effect on our inner beings. What we see has an effect on our inner beings. What we hear has an effect on our inner beings. What our body experiences something. And this experience, you will feel a communication, a language, to where something is affecting you in a negative, bad way that's not good for you, or it's affecting you in a positive way that's agreeable and make you feel good, that's good for you. So think about how certain forces be at work to want to put us as a people in an environment to where our spirits, minds, and souls experience negativity and what that does to our psyche. It's not normal, but we adjust to certain abnormal conditions and situations to the point where it feels normal when it's not normal at all. That's the trick right there. So we being molded by these bad experiences that cause us to have a certain mentality that is toxic in nature. And it's by scientific design that a lot of us be products of our environment to where our thinking will be of a toxic nature. So if your mind is of a toxic nature, you're going to be dysfunctional, but yet you thinking that you normal. It's normal for you to be a toxic individual, to where you trick from within to where it feel good or it feel normal for you to be a toxic individual, like that's cool, or like that's a part of a civilized society, when that society is a sick society that is in need of a mental makeover and a new message for that sick, twisted mind to be reconditioned from being exposed to positive things in the environment, and from our minds being exposed to positive input, positive information. When we program our minds with positive information that will enhance our psychological capabilities, spiritual capabilities, cognitive functioning, to where we will know how to coagulate words and analyze things and break things down, compartmentalize them, where we can see real far into how a situation can play out or will play out, where we can have the current power to manipulate a situation to the best of our advantage, where the ill intentions of an external stimuli caused by a stimulus of some individual want to try to, like, say for instance, get you caught up in a situation where you can have a bad day, right? You can twist that whole situation around where it wouldn't even, where that person's, what they trying to manifest for you in a negative way will not bear any kind of fruit, because of the superior mind power that you have and superior intellect that you have from the superior knowledge that you operating from, where you know how to utilize the ethers for your benefit through your mental magic. Because whether we know it or not, we are here on this planet to be the best we can be. You know what I'm saying? We are here on this planet to find out the riches of this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Where we are to be set free to prepare for the spirit realm in this war of good and evil. So be careful what you expose yourself to. You have the choice. You have the decision. You have the power to know, like, wait a minute, if I go in this place, I'm going in this place to have a positive experience. What is the energy like of this place? What is the vibration like of this place? What are the tones that this place is giving off that is going to enable for a positive experience to be recorded into my DNA? We gotta look, we have to look deeper into things. We have to look deeper in the nature of things in light of us benefiting from a positive experience that is going in where that positive experience is going to be good for our health and well-being. You know what I'm saying? The things we smell. Back to this, the things we smell. May we keep, look. May we keep beautiful fragrances around us that have a positive impact on the ethers and the environment. This right here, you know what I'm saying, this spearmint right here. This is spearmint, for instance. Essential oils in a diffuser. For the atmosphere, right? That set the stage for other connections. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the spirit, the mind, the sense of smell, emotions, vision, foresight, intuition, higher sensory perceptions. Look, this is This is other level perspectives on our growth and development and reflecting the best in civilized society. Now, I want to read this again. Our genetics, our genes have an effect. Our genes have been affected by what we intake, who you hang around, who we hang around, and what we hear, see, smell, feel, taste. All these things affect our being. Now, what slave master forces have put us in certain environments where they created certain circumstances through certain plots for us to be exposed to unclean, unhealthy, undesirable conditions, where they place themselves though in desirable, clean, beautiful environments and conditions, smells, good food, feeling pleasurable experiences that cause them to be stress free in a way where it's good for their bodies. But what is we doing in comparison to those kind of social experiences? Are the things we engaging into counterproductive, or do they constitute to be bad habits that cause us to end up having multiple problems, being stressed out, not having good conversations, but yet not conversating at all, or in light of having certain conversations, are they articulate conversations that is of higher planes of thought? Or are they just considered like negative, niggerized BS, you know what I'm saying, that's rooted in self-hatred? And that seemed to be the case most of the time with a lot of us, because it seemed like we just can't, I don't know whatever that defect is in us that's causing us to not unite, because our lack of unity is like the key thing that prevent us from real political development. I'm gonna say that again. Our disunity is a key element that prevent us from tapping into real political development. Now, for instance, we are divine beings. We should be knowing better. But a lot of our people's minds have been tied up into knots through witchcraft. A lot of our people's minds have been put in chains through slavery teachings. So to be free from them chains and slavery teachings and knots and psychological handcuffs, it takes a formula to be free from that. Now, by our minds being exposed to right knowledge, right, we have the ability to build nuopias everywhere we go. Now, man, we have to refuse to be dumbed down, and we know a lot of people in the society has been dumbed down to the point where the spell of ignorance has been prevalent for far too long. But look, we stopping it in its tracks. No more will ignorance have a place in our lives. We don't have time for negativity. If you negative and you around me, I'm cutting you off. Zero tolerance for the ignorance and negativity. We about knowledge that constitute right knowledge that is structured around the purity in which we are created in. So, for the sake of this transmission, we dealing with straight factology and reality with the breakdown of certain schools of thought. You know how the master teacher, he did it best. And me as a student of the master teacher, I'm coming with the knowledge, the sound right reasoning, in addition with my own creative psychology, awareness and know-how to put things in a certain perspective. I'm making the master teacher's words known. Now, the supreme being amongst us, through these books that he compiled, he's saying this: we have to beware and be careful of what we're doing out here when it comes to us bettering ourselves and stepping away from a diabolical system of enslavement. We creating a new world of pure beauty, intelligence, lack of jealousy, lack of envy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how can God, who has everything, be jealous of anything? And certain creators that was given to us to believe in is a jealous God. How can God, who has everything, be jealous of anything? See, we are thinkers, free thinkers, that's analytical in nature. So, due to us being free in our thinking, structured around right knowledge, which is always saying something, be patient. You're going to get the point. Just be patient. You're going to get the point through the transmissions of right knowledge that want you to pay attention as far as the words that's coming from my mouth, right? Be patient. Pay attention. And you're going to see the light of the meaning of the sentence. Just be patient. You know what I'm saying? We brain banging today. You know what I'm saying? We fighting against ignorance. I'm gonna come with the knowledge. Just spend some time with your brother, where you get to know me as somebody that's cool, one of the coolest brothers you ever gonna come in contact with, meet, or see, or hear from in your life. I'm one of them. Guaranteed. know what I'm saying? And shout out to all the beautiful content creators through these airwaves where we blessing our viewers, listeners, and supporters in many different styles of communication. But my style, I know you're gonna love it. Shout out to my peoples, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep up the good work. You know what I'm saying? The God's will. We got to come together, y'all. Hey, look. I was listening to the beautiful brother, Sarah Sudan said, we got to get back together and, you know what I'm saying, and do some things, man. Remember the last time we broke some bread together? We ate good that day. We ate real good, man. It was fun kicking it with my peoples, man. It was a beautiful, beautiful day that day. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, you know, I know we got things we doing out here, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of us brothers, man, unity is the key. Unity is the bottom line to our nation, period. And we all got input that can be considered about views, you know what I'm saying, to where we can utilize what we can utilize. Like for instance, you know, I heard this particular saying dealing with the teachings of Noble Drew Ali, where brothers are not to mix the teachings. I'm saying this. Y'all gotta get, look, we dealing with holism. Holism is the unification of everything with the exclusion of what don't work, or with the exclusion of what's not sound right reasoning. It's like having a intelligentsia, right? A collective intelligence of us coming and reasoning together through all the teachings, and be man enough to say, you know what? I was wrong right here, to the point where I think we can implement what you got over here and add it on to this that didn't make sense, and what you saying that makes sense, right? We put it over here and replace what didn't make sense with what did make sense, to make what makes sense even stronger, which creates strong links in the chains of knowledge and schools of thought, to where everybody will become one. No more division. But so much division has been caused by the workers of iniquity. But we shall come out with great substance. Because this is a time of growth and development with the right thing, the right teachings, such as Nuwapu. Now check this out, right? The master teacher saying, when I taught you Nuwapians about the genetic kiss, the exchange of body fluids, the very air you breathe, those who are around you, right? Okay, let me continue this. When I taught you Nuwapians about the genetic kiss very air you breathe, those who are around you, how it can affect you physically and mentally. How do people affect us mentally and physically when we are around them for real, dealing with the science? Right? Now look, like as far as like us brothers, we love beautiful women. Oh my God, we love beautiful women. But for the women that's in our life, it goes for them to be clean in their minds, in their hearts, and in their spirit. Their energy fields has to be right when they dealing with a God. And the brother's energy field has to be right when he dealing with a goddess. First of all, the Nubian woman must become a goddess. That's another book I'm gonna get into. In addition to Shahrazad Ali's book, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. In addition to The Sacred Woman by Queen Afua, The Sacred Woman, and make certain comparative solutions to the black woman being renewed in her mind if she is not on the frequency, or even if a sister is on the frequency of becoming the goddess. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I would think that y'all know what I'm talking about, and y'all would applaud me, give me the credit where credit is due, to where, yeah, this brother on to something. He right. He is someone that we should listen to, because this is sound right reasoning, coming up with solutions to make us better. You know what I'm saying? Through communication. We have to communicate better, my people. We have to communicate better. Now I want to resume this. Let's just go straight in. The master teacher say, when I taught you Nuwapi is about the genetic kiss, the exchange of body fluids, the very air you breathe, those who are around you, how it can affect you physically and mentally, such as shape-shifting, transforming, morphing, transfigurations. All this is real. Just sit back and watch people. And when you see these particular shape-shiftings and things like that, you know what I'm saying? Through the right knowledge, you know what it is. You know what you're dealing with. Right? Now, for instance, in the Caucasoid brings you near to have an effect on both you as deity and them as demons, or you as 9 ether and them as 6 ether down to 5 ether. So, in saying that, this is the science of knowing who is who on planet Earth. We are not the same on the planet, period. So we've been fed lies, you know what I'm saying, to make it seem like, we all are the same. No, we not. That is a big lie. We all are the same. You can tell by genetic structures. And features that we are not the same. So where did all these different blood types come from on the planet if we are the same? That is another story in itself that we're going to touch on too. We get into the right knowledge, baby. of the seventh seal, let me tell you something. A lot of things is going to be made known. This ain't about hurting nobody's feelings. It's about straight truth and reality. You just got to be able to stomach it, baby. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to stomach it. Yo. Ponder on this. Okay. I like when the master teachers say, and it's a fact, that perspective of life. No one wins the race in racism, but yet racism is real. Who practicing the racism? Do the research based on pragmatic events, and you will see the social volatileness of certain aggressors against other beings, races of people who was not the aggressors under certain circumstances and situations on their indigenous land. Imperialism has a history, and the people who practice imperialism put themselves in a category where they can be seen, they can be identified as imperialists who colonize indigenous lands to where things are the way that they are historically, or where when it comes to the indigenous rights of people of certain land masses politically, what is their political power? What is our political power? What is our political power? Who is really representing us where we're in a certain political light to where it is a light that is legitimate? Wow, black people still trying to find themselves. But yet, a lot of us have truly found ourselves where we can identify who we are through what's term. I'm trying to find this particular term, right? This term, a term called enrolled lineal ancestor that's recognized by certain indigenous governments. Our enrolled lineal ancestor is right here. Can y'all see that? Now see, I love the master teacher. He did such a great work that can't be denied. Now, the name of this particular actual facts, just still a scroll, you know what I'm saying? That I'm doing the knowledge on right now, right? Intelligent design, divine design, or plot of aliens. Now, as far as grasping the reality of like what's really going on out here, is this an intelligent design Is this done by design, intelligent, divine design? Is it divine design? Or is it by alien or extraterrestrial design? Who, wait a minute. First of all, these kind of questions and thoughts takes you way outside the box that the mind manipulators wanted to keep you in. I mean, one of my rhymes I made, right? Well, I say, universal intelligence reflect Nubian greatness. Classic wordplay for my thoughts, divine messages. My soul a conductor, making me a live wire. Temples of the most high, serving spiritual amplifiers. Comedic pedagogy, genetics extravagant. Surviving the mean streets of Detroit is heaven sent. I see from angles that you don't know, cause I'm the gatekeeper. I'm a boss in this game, a winner just beat you. Look, my niggas, the world is multi-dimensional. Checkmate, I'm getting my money to the pinnacle. In Europe, there's African history repositories. Knights Templars guard many secrets of our true stories. My rhymes timeless, like hieroglyphics made to reach us. The Melanite people with the sun, true caliphs. I breathe life into the planet. I'm bigger than what you think of me. Do your research and find out that we are deities with sovereign power. I'm known to stick to my guns and be a trillionaire, stacking up on my ones. Indigenous star seeds of the Earth's continents. Psychological well-being of my mind is cognizant of material rich lands we feed off. God created, the Most High created. I'm in Ra. The devil stay busy trying to destroy what's sacred. Yo, little do you know that I'm a chosen war general to lead my people to the promised land by my rituals. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a little something. But freeing our minds from the mythologies. The master teacher, oh, he came with the formula, baby, and it can't be stopped. We truly can unlock our minds from the darkness of thought, the darkness of a falsified consciousness that these evil people created through a certain white magic by with intentions for a lot of our people to be in a state of not knowing. And that's how you get taken advantage of. But by you knowing, it will be hard for you to be enslaved. By you knowing, you can't get taken advantage of. So why you think people hate us waking up? Because they lose their power and grip on where they can't take advantage of you no more, because baby, you are an illuminated mind now. So by you having an illuminated mind, you become connected to the real illuminated ones that we connected to as the Nagaru, the Nat Jaru, and the Nagaru. You know, the overseers has a divine protection over us. The Nagaru. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's go back in. Well, this was speaking on, oh my God. The doctrine is very, very beautiful. Hold on, where we at with this? Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? We finna rewind this on chant, baby. The greatest of all time. Beautiful frequencies here. Unstoppable. Beautiful frequencies. That's healthy for all of our chakras. This is the alignment time. I like spending time kicking knowledge and doing the science with my people, man. Y'all gonna see so much more of me doing this. This is what I love doing this. You know what I'm saying? I like opening eyes. You know what I'm saying? For our people to tap into our supreme greatness. That the whole world know who we truly are as deities of the planet. Okay, now, Nuwapians, I am here with you to show you how to transform back to Etherians. Don't hate. See this beautiful skin I got? You know what I'm saying? Look. We are a beautiful golden race of people. You know what I'm saying? That's cosmosis. We are truly of the cosmos and the star people. Check this out, right? Nuwapians, I am here with you to show you how to transform back to Etherians. Your genes have always been the gateway, the key. Our genes has always been the gateway, the key. You hold to ether, a death or elongated life. Genes is the gateway that hold the keys to life and death. Well, for us, there is no death. It's only life. To be a genius or a mental slave to all that was fed to you in religion, that is perfect health and an angle and a agile mind. Wait a minute, let me back up. Listen to this. Okay, to be a genius or a mental slave to all that was fed to you in religion, that is perfect health and an agile mind, or leprosy, sickness, disease, neurological disease, birth defects, taught your fate is determined by something or some unseen deity, a spirit being, by whatever attribute you're given. That your genes are merely building blocks and a greater intelligence is in charge of what, and a greater intelligence is in charge of whether you can or cannot think for yourself, how old you will be when you will die, if normal or die at a young age due to a genetic predisposition for cardiac arrest, or some mystical tree in a garden of Eden can give you eternal life by eating of it, as their Bible and Quran teaches fictional stories taken from stone tablets of beings who came to planet Earth. When in actual fact, your genetic determinism is that genes and the exclusion of environment or the field of your awareness and your experience determines how an organism turns out. So, due to us having the knowledge of our genetic potentialities, can help ameliorate the conditioning of our genes based on how we think to maximize our life force elements of our inner being through our genetics. So we have to go within. All this external stuff out here don't even matter. It matters, but we are to stay out of the karmas of the world. While other people out here doing, messed up stuff, that's on them. Let them do that. But for us, we have a grip on ourselves through having knowledge of ourselves with an insight and awareness on how our minds work as nine-ether beings. We will basically be shining lights on the planet, where we will have positive effects on the environment and not adverse effects on the environment, which is beauty being created in the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like Earth, Wind, and Fire was like, that ain't no beauty. You gotta make some beauty. Have mercy. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a lot of ugliness out here. You know what I'm saying? We just can't get caught up in that mix. So there is indeed a reality of there being chosen ones who can get these divine light code transmission messages. You know what I'm saying? To be able to be of a good service to our fellow men and women. So for those that is knowing better, we doing better. We doing our part, you know what I'm saying? And more power tools. But yet, in this world, good and evil, that's what we doing. We fight. Now, know thyself, right? Know thyself. Now, you can call it the extreme version of natural nature versus nurture, where your DNA tells you everything you know about what someone will be. Your actual fate versus faith. You are taught that generational programming accounts for everything you are or can become. You have believed, accepted, and become obsessed with genes, race, species. Yet in actual fact, that you and all others now test for virtually everything from genes, for breasts, for ovarian cancer, to clues regarding ancestral roots. Know that such outformation to information is useful to you to know what is in you 4 generations back. Who had what, who died of what, who suffered from what, and what have and may have passed it on to you. So in our genes, you can actually feel the God force conserving your genetics, where you will experience beautiful outcomes in this walk this physical plane. So when you tap into that, it's giving you insight not only of the inner workings of certain energy forces from within yourself, it connect you to where you can have divine insight into the spirit world, where you have divine connections with the overseers. They with us right now. And we are with them. There's a real live communication link and relationship going on between us and the overseers right now. Much love to the ancestors. Much love to the ancestors. In the realm of the Egongon. Much love to the ancestors, the overseers that love us. There is a greater love that is at work in the earth right now that is here to permeate through our beings, where we are to really get ourselves together through the higher learning, like the Kemetic symbol, the sun disk with wings. Let me see if I can find it. The sun disk with wings. This is one of these scrolls. The sun disk with wings. But the sun disk with wings, right? It is a symbol of the sun with wings coming from the right and left side of the sun, right? And it basically means having an activated third eye through higher learning. And that's what these teachings is doing. This is what these teachings are doing. You know what I'm saying? It's causing our third eyes to be open through the higher sciences and knowledgeable formulas of this non-ether information. That's putting our minds in proper sequence that will enable us to think right through right knowledge, which is correct information from the outformation of the supreme beings that's amongst us. Now, okay, this resume to read, right? However, that can be okay. As far as like when I was just speaking about the genetics through the teachings, right? Certain things can be passed on to you. However, that can be deceptively limiting. While you can learn if your great grandparents were, for instance, carnivores or herbivores. Were they hunters, killers, tall, short, fat, thin, diseased, insane, raped, trapped, enslaved, drug users, alcoholics? Did they have certain hair texture, nappy hair or fur? Was it whatever color it was? You know what I'm saying? Was it black, yellow? Their eye color? All kinds of genes, both good and bad. This can be found in our genes, right? Or this can be found in your genes, your genetics, your genes. One of the greatest intellectual blocks to healing, one of the great intellectual blocks to healing, right? To healing yourselves, one of the greatest intellectual blocks to healing yourselves, to say nothing of overstanding and understanding this one universe. It's the assumption that genes determine your reality and cannot be changed. I'm going to read that again. One of the greatest intellectual blocks to healing yourselves, to say nothing of overstanding and understanding this one universe, is the assumption that genes determine your reality and cannot be changed, or the likelihood the likelihood your lives and health will follow a predetermined path, generations without interference from outside forces and things, such as mixing your seed with others who are not the same, who each have their own genetic history 4 generations back, and can, by any contact, pass on into your being, and in fact cause changes in you, both mentally and physically, depending on what particular type of person you coming in contact with and changing fluids with, etc., of that particular nature, right? To the point where them particular traits can overpower you. So I refuse to be overpowered by certain walk-in elements through genetic exposure from the exchanging of certain fluids, by being involved with a very risky type person, where you just can't afford to open yourself up to them in that kind of way, to avoid any kind of outcomes where you can end up being possessed by certain negative spirit forces from being involved with this other particular person. People carry things inside them, whether we know it or not, all day long, all the time, 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year. But who paying attention to that particular kind of knowledge and awareness of themselves, to where that goes to show you, you see, knowing thyself and able to see into yourself as far as how how you really function spiritually and knowledge wise, right? Something to think about. So watch who you come in contact with. So these particular things, they can pass on into your being, and in fact cause changes in you, both mentally and physically. And what you think is love is, and, you know, and what you think is love is his or her genes overpowering you. So from that perspective, how can we be tricked? How can we be misguided? How can we get a false notion from our own thinking it's love, but it's actually some kind of genetic kiss effect that got me thinking a certain way when it's not love. Or, with that said, can people cast spells on other people through the exchanging of body fluids? So it's possible that through certain body fluids, through the intention of the genetics of the other person, putting certain thought forms into that particular body fluid, right, that get exchanged by a person. Like, for instance, they want to, you know what I'm saying, they want to target a certain other particular individual to get them to behave a certain way, to the point where they can be programmed through the body fluids of another. As far as like the games that men and women play, or through certain interaction men and women have, through this knowledge and awareness, it's possible that people can use this knowledge for them kind of manipulative purposes and work that particular kind of, you can call it magic if you want to, or ritual, but people can be influenced by certain body fluids of other people. So watch what kind of exchange of body fluids you have with a person, period. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't end up being overpowered and not really know, man, where's these urges and tendencies coming from that usually I don't feel, but I'm starting to feel them since I've been engaging with this person on intimate levels. You know what I'm saying? So this is serious. Being separated from the unclean things of the world. There's a lot of dirty things out here that you got to be aware of. That you know what I'm saying? That you might not be aware of. That is indeed dirty. That you should protect your spirit and inner being from. Now this goes on to read, right? I'm gonna go for the sake of time, you know what I'm saying? You know, for the sake of time, I want to go something. There's a lot of multiple places I want to go with this, but I'm gonna just rock on out with this though. You know what I'm saying? This resumes saying, okay, the assumption that you will not genetically be affected by others you come in contact with, physically or mentally, or programmed by, is another fallacy, a lie. Cinema, television, music, voices, colors, smells, and environment all affect your inner and outer being. Watch what people try to put in your head. Don't let nobody put nothing in your head that shouldn't be in your head. Because if they try to do it, you know they acting out of a evil, sneaky, conniving, manipulative way, you know what I'm saying, to try to put your mind in some kind of agitated state or something. You know what I'm saying? Or to try to put your mind at a dis-ease. Depending on what they're trying to show you though. Whether it's that disagreeable. But even if it, whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? Never let nobody overpower you. And never let nobody try to put stuff in your head that is absurd. You know what I'm saying? When you take charge over yourself, right? have power over yourself. And when people see that you have that kind of power, where you have self-control over yourself, right? And you don't need nobody. You stand on your own 2 feet. That power show like a power of a silverback gorilla or lion combined, to the point where they're attracted to that energy and they wish they was like you. You know what I'm saying? Because you conduct yourself in a way where you just chill, you just cut from that cloth to be a powerful individual. But yet you got people who do stupid things like your high vibratory frequency irritate certain demonic energies or demons in other people. That's just how it go, right? To the point where these motherfuckers start acting in ways where they just gotta do something to make themselves feel validated, or to make themselves feel like they got a sense of intelligence, or to make themselves feel like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm not insignificant, even though you insignificant. Why is you playing mind games on yourself to try to win me over in a certain way? Well, I don't even want to be bothered. I don't, you know what I'm saying? People out here, man, in this era of time that we living in, with these dimensional shifts, my goodness, right? Look, people just see the leadership skills in us, to where by us being spiritually mature, we are to deal with our environment likewise. You know what I'm saying? So stay smart, my people. You know what I'm saying? Let your light shine. Much Ashu, divine love to us all. And keep getting better with time, because these are the signs of the times. Watch this. Okay, let's continue to read, right? Now, Nuwapians. Nuwapians. Oh, what a beautiful name. Nationality. What a beautiful nationality. Nuwapians. That you are just a combination. You know what I'm saying? We more than what certain forces try to limit us to be. We are more. Okay, now that beautiful home chant. Nuwapians, that you are just a combination of mechanical, chemical, and hormonal interactions. What neuroscience would call modern medicine are lies. See, Imhotep, right? The father of medicine. Compiled such a vast amount of medical work, that the world is benefiting from today, right? So ask yourself, why are these other people, it seems like they always have something to hide? I'm talking about for the past 6,600 years or 400 plus years to this present day, right? In this sun cycle that we are in right now, right? It's still holding on to lies. Who lives like that? Who does things like that? We are not to live a lie. We are to live in the light of the sun. Look, through the spirit of truth. So now, due to the opening of the seventh seal, there is no more secrets. And these illuminating pages that I am speaking from for the sake of having intelligent communication with my viewers, listeners, and supporters is to create change for the better through this spiritual science that's designed for us to have good results and positive outcomes, to where we are functioning on a harmonic level that is free from diseases, that is free from dis-ease, mental and physical dis-ease. You know what I'm saying? Now, we know for strategic war purposes, we can bring the chaos to create certain changes. So as far as the black magic that we originally can use as a product of 9 rituals to create an environment that better suit our needs as opposed to adverse forces, you know what I'm saying? We have the solutions through our pure positive thinking. We uplifting ourselves today. We're not tearing each other down. We are uplifting ourselves today. These are the conversations that we should be having through this particular knowledge itself. Now, this particular science continue to read, right? Even after the mapping out 3.6 billion base pairs in the Human Genome Project, it turns out they are no closer to healing aberrant DNA than ever. Aberrant DNA is just a genetic term for any change in normal DNA from chromosomes deletion of or amplification, changes in the DNA pattern, etc. This is not including mutations, which would be indicated by a change in the single nucleotide or very short insertions or deletions in a few nucleotides. While their scientists were looking at the 4 single letters in a protein recipe and investigating how they carry out bodily functions, they asked Enochites forgetful beings, alright, forgetful beings, to make room for divine consciousness. Other races, Salalu, besides the Caucasoid, a big mistake on their part. The Caucasoid now know then all humanoids originated from the South African Sans people or Bushmen, also of Botswana. All traits of the humanoid races have these genetic markers that indicate who is who, and not being able to physically recognize these traits is what lets you know that race is washing out. For example, the creased forehead of the Aborigine is found in the Sans people. The eyes of the Oriental is found on the Sans people. The dimpled chin of the Dravidian Indians of Asia, the original Black East Indian, and the Ottoman Elder, who has the dimpled chin also, right? and nappy hair are also found in the Sans people of South Africa. The nappy hair of the Nagaru Negroids is also found in the Sans people. The only humanoid trait you will not find in the Sans people is the blue eyes and flank hair. Those traits being from another gene pool and is not naturally occurring in natural nature. They also now know that something or someone interfered with DNA once somewhere outside of Africa. The result being unknown DNA found in some races or unknown species they can't trace back. All they thought they knew about humanoids is now wrong. They also now know their religious stories of creation as found in the Bible and Quran is not for all humanoids as well. That the Bible and Quran is only one short story of a hybrid race, right? Called Adamu or Adamites. The ruddy race made in the year 376 1 BCE by their own learned rabbis' records that makes the race or tribes of the Bible and Quran the youngest breed on earth. And we can see this. We can see that. Through this description, we can see how they are the youngest breed of people on the earth. Yet, look at their history of what they have socially done in comparison to the darker peoples of the earth. Now, race relations. How are they to be improved? Right? Now, the Adamite race of hybrids is only 6,000 years old, and the roots of most disease viruses that once they mix with others spread. The races that predate the Adamite race now, many sub-races are Negroid blacks, pre-Adamite Aboriginal brown, prehistory Indians brown, human Asian yellow. The last race to be made 6,000 years ago was Adamite Nordic white. Humankind, his story, not our story, his story. Caucasoid ruddy, and some actually turn out to commit certain acts that constitute for them to be beasts, in a beast, the human beast, a beast state. The Bible calls them Adamites, Edomites, Canaanites, or lepers. Both words are the same in meaning by group. The white race, ruddy flesh, fair rosy. Right? Later in their Bible or the Quran, they or some of them were cursed. Genesis 9:25, and he said, "Cursed be Canaan. A servant shall he be until his brethren." Now, who are Canaan's brethren? To the point where a servant of servants shall he be until his brethren. The results was leprosy. Leviticus 13:1-59. Leper, as white as snow, thin hair, which meant fur like all other animals. Leviticus 14:34. When ye be come into the land of Canaan, which I give to you for a possession. I will put the plague of leprosy in a house of the land of your possession. This is the origin or source of the last race on earth, as recorded in their own religious history. They now know that ancient humanoids bred with unknown species. They uncovered a new species they call the Denisovan. A group first discovered by Siberia or the Middle East in 2010 AD, and they contain unknown DNA not like it to known DNA. This is just one of many found. Now, in light of these terms, in light of these terminologies, a lot is coming to light to us, right? To what we are being empowered through. Higher learning, right? Now, with that said, there's so many areas I want to cover in so little time, right? We gotta understand this. How do we end up in so much mythology to where so much fairy tale knowledge have been injected into our heads through certain teachers, only to be reversed now to where we are into the real reality of the real knowledge of the planet. Now, where did the Greeks get their mythology, right? The Greeks took their mythology as a mixture of Egyptian facts, yet placed the names and events of Hindu mythology and the gods of Hinduism, from which their ancestors called Aryans descended, in order to give power to strength to sixth ether. Greek philosophy, which is stolen Egyptian philosophy. Greek philosophy was incorporated into many ideas of lunar astrology. They identified the sun, the moon, the planets with their own gods and goddesses. And where did they get the idea of the gods and the goddesses from? The mothers and fathers of civilization. The Greeks also turned the planets into personalities and combined the techniques of the Babylonian astrologers with the philosophies of their own so-called great thinkers to add to what they term a moral significance to astrology, even with opposition by the early Christians. Astrology survived up until the Byzantine Empire of the East, at which time it was passed on to the Indo-Arabs, later on translated through Latin from Arabic astrological works, enabled the 12th century European scholars to rediscover astrology. By the 17th century, every king and prince had his court astrologer to advise him on matters of the state. Now, that takes me to the architecture on Washington, our nation's capital's architecture. Dealing with astrological meanings, right? But a lot of these things come from our perspective of how we did certain things through solar biology versus what certain people who call lunar astrology. So we are a people with sun heat genes, right? With these particular kind of realities of knowledge itself about ourselves, we have a certain cultural norm, you know what I'm saying, that plays a certain role in which how we are to see things, to function, and relate. You know what I'm saying? How we are to relate to our environment through natural nature. We are a nature people. We are a natural nature people that is furnished with a lot of wisdom. That is valued through our bloodlines. Right? Now, we're going to get into all kind of knowledge itself with this transmission. But for right now, through the sake of time, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to leave y'all with this positive message of knowledge itself for us to ponder on at this time. So it can give us some food for thought to help get us through the day, these times that we living in. You know, food for thought we can think about to help strengthen us for us to, you know, have a complex about ourselves that is rooted in a high pride, a superiority complex. Ain't nothing wrong with that, because ain't nothing inferior about us at all. You know what I'm saying? And love yourselves, uplift yourselves, each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? This is your brother, you know what I'm saying, who mean us nothing but the best. Mean us well, you know what I'm saying? And may we overpower and dominate, you know what I'm saying, through these teachings that set the record straight for us to be all right, supported by the overseers and natural nature on our behalf, you know what I'm saying? So positively receive these light code transmissions on a daily basis to make us where we stay in tune with what time it really is for us, you know what I'm saying, to stay on the path, you know, that causes us to stay unbreakable, undefeatable, unbeatable, you know what I'm saying, because we are the gods, we are the goddesses. You know what I'm saying? So just be patient, you know what I'm saying? More knowledge. This is infinite. This is infinite. Fountain of truth, you know what I'm saying? We living waters. It's a beautiful day. Peace and love and much light. You know what I'm saying? The dark matter consciousness of the universe is supreme light, is supreme balancing. Love thyself. And peace and love, you know what I'm saying, to the rest of humanity, you know what I'm saying, that is humble, you know what I'm saying, to receive these divine messages of enlightenment. Peace to all my peoples.